Here we are at the Glass Academy. Today's hot feature, molten glass on a screen. Yeah, we've done it before. But this screen is tiny, and we're taking this big old square, heavy welding something or other weight. And we're gonna try, like, what does it look like when we push the glass through versus letting it drip through? That's what I'm saying. It'll cool down soon enough that we can flip it over.
That is pretty interesting.
Kind of looks like the backside of Michigan.
It's like a honeycomb.
It does look like a honeycomb.
It's a beautiful magnification station situation.
I can't do a side view because, well, I can, but the mold is there, so you can't see what's going on.
You got our LED pumping on that thing?
Not yet.
Let's see here. Turned it on.
All right, it's good to go.
All right, as that cools off, we're going to step away because we have something else to show you. You guys ready?
Oh, boy.
Hanging on the edge of your seat. Dun, 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 dun. Can you say hello? Can you say hello? Everybody meet Sophietta. Oh, she said hello.
It's pretty good.
Thank you. She is crazy, fun, super social.
Chaos.
Here at the Glass Academy, if you want to say hi to her, you got to come visit us. Okay,
Very
I'm zooming
soft.
in. I think she's tired. Like, I think we ran her around.
I woke her up.
All right. We'll bring her out again later during the show, but now we are featuring...
That's looking really cool as it cools down and becomes its beautiful recycled blue, but I got some crystal clear here on the end of the pipe. Crystal.
Speaking of which, Chris
Good
is
buddy.
not here tonight. He had a bunch of things going on, so it was kind of a perfect night to take off. Matt and Jake are the slug maniacs, so this is a perfect show for them.
The Slampians.
Exactly.
Slampions.
Our native land.
Can I go put a slug mug in my hand?
Sure.
Okay, the table is live. These slugs are a little hard to feature. They've got the sparkle glass on them. They're a little hard to take photos of. So you'll see close-ups of them, but this is what we're making now. I'm not sure of the color. Let me do this against the floor. It is a mug.
That is a Glass Academy OG product. Not only are we known for our drinkware, but particularly our mugs. The fact that we've designed a world-renowned slug, and now we've put it onto a mug, and it's comfortable for your thumb. What's going on? All right.
What a unique piece to have in your house.
It's the most unique, and we're going to get it started right over here.
I'm coming. Chill out. I was going to read him a story first.
Wow.
The slug.
Don't put him to sleep with the bedtime
Yo.
story.
Not yet.
We got one of the coolest mixes to come out of the studio in a while. It's got 4 different colors in it. It's a transparent gold ruby, a bright orange. Actually, it might just be 3 in an adventurine, glamorous, sparkling situation. And I hear this cracking behind me. It's fully blue now. And the bubble's been blown here.
It's pretty cool. It looks like, I don't know.
Mary says glitter with a bunch of exclamation points. She
Oh,
knows
yeah.
what's up.
Yeah, that green one has some serious adventurine in it. It's got the tureen green for sure. This one's got a lot of adventurine in it too. So we're gonna do
Love the
Huh?
shadows.
Slimer.
big slimer, long slimer. This is gonna be a mug first. We're gonna make a slug mug. Then we're gonna get into a new design of slugs that Michelle's interested in pursuing.
Get it?
Blow. Good.
I loved on one of our viral videos, they're like, does that guy really need to blow through the pipe?
I know, it's so funny. How many people commented that?
Well, they don't know.
But why is he putting his mouth on the pipe?
They don't know.
So many people.
It's funny.
So if
Was,
you're new
was
to
that
the
really
show,
necessary for him to put his mouth on it? Actually, it was.
It is, it's true.
it's a hollow pipe. We don't make it bigger. If he
And for
doesn't
those of
do
you that don't know that might just be joining the show, the reason we do that is to expand the glass. We're shaping it from the inside and the outside. A little bit more here, Matt. Beautiful. We'll do a clear foot, but I'm gonna block it one time first. It can be on the smaller side so we can get a nice, flat, tasty, round, symmetrical one. But this is the gathering point, folks, and you're here tonight with Michelle. We got Bess on tech support. Michelle's the head wrangler. I got Jacob here in myself, and Matt is featured on the show tonight, helping out with these beautiful products, and it's gonna be a slug-themed one. We're coming back from a crazy weekend in Kalamazoo. We're going to tell you all about it. The Kalamazoo Art Center. There was a Battle of the Glassblowers Championship. We'll give you all the details a little bit later in the show. It was a great turnout for the Glass Academy. But we're going to come back to something that we know and get back into the rhythm of making a Glass Academy OG hitter here. Thank you, sir.
Wait.
Say bye for now. You'll come back.
She'll be back, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. We're gonna go for an Italian style of foot here. It's a flared foot. And the reason we normally don't block it or spend the time cooling down the glass, you want it as hot as possible coming from the furnace, but I did block that one to shape it up because when you squish this out, you want it as symmetrical as you could possibly have it. Otherwise, you're gonna have a wonky leaner on one side. You see how carefully Matt dropped it. Dropped perfectly from the tip. I'll cut it off, and that's a really nice, calm and controlled drop. Get it on there nice and straight, and then watch the teamwork here. I'm gonna be pushing up against the paddle, and he's pushing up against my tool, and as the flames push up against my hand, we get a really nice, flared, delicious, crystal clear foot on there. That's as long as I can stay out of the heat. If you're new to the show, you guys let us know in the chat. If you're not new to the show, let us know where you're watching from. We got Bess monitoring the comments, and eventually she's going to start shouting out the OGs and the newbies.
Susan says, when will we see the pieces that were made over the weekend? Susan, we've actually got some of the photos that we will be showing you guys later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. I'll be able to put them up on the screen, and Jake will talk a little bit about them, so hang in there. It's coming.
It was a little tough because the second day, Saturday, we were going to leave on Sunday morning early. Everyone was. Everything, the judging happened Saturday night. We did our centerpiece demos, or competition pieces, which was a 3-piece centerpiece. You got 2 hours to make it. Actually, it was 1 hour 45. And we weren't going to actually see the pieces in the very end because they had to cool down overnight. We were going to be gone. But just perfectly. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, how did they do the judging for that then?
Huh?
Well, then how could they do the judging?
It was based on performance and piece on the pipe and how you explained it and talked with the judges. And
Interesting.
I won that one with Oliver and Chris. So something
Well,
must have happened.
I mean, you guys know how to perform.
Absolutely. We've got that part down.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get into all that though in a little bit. But what I was getting to, the point was that we got out of town in such a hurry Sunday morning to get the day going and get back to business that we forgot, about 12 of our color trays out there. And so Chris just went out
Slight
and,
problem.
just like Matt took another 2-hour drive the next day as well to something else. He was doing it for fun. Chris
Exactly.
drove out there today again to Kalamazoo, the west side of the state, and let's do a clear lipper.
It's a nice drive. It was a beautiful day.
All that to say, he got pictures of the final pieces out of the annealing oven, and we're going to show them to you a little bit later in the show tonight, so stay tuned.
So it works out he had to go back.
It works out perfectly.
I'm going to shout out some names. We've got Pam watching from Westland.
Woo.
We've got Carolyn says, welcome Sophietta, so darn cute. Dana from Georgia. Lori from Grove City, Ohio. Pat from Shelby Township. Carrie says she's watching from New Orleans tonight.
Yeah,
Little
Carrie.
Go Carrie.
Before you move on, I wanted to point out that Dana, I do believe, from Georgia, is going to be here in a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's a couple months from now or a couple weeks from now. I can't remember, but she's bringing a few of her friends and booked a happy hour to come visit us here in Michigan. It's pretty
Super
tight.
cool. We got Donna says, hi everyone, Twinsburg in the house. Let's see here. We've got Georgiana that says, new to the channel, watching from San Antonio, Texas. Welcome, we're glad to have you.
Ooh,
Time
anybody
change
else from
over there,
Texas
so-
out there? I don't think I know anybody that's from Texas.
Dana says July 11th.
July 11th. That's going to be a spicy one. That's what I'm talking about.
Vicky says hi from Seattle.
What up, Vicky?
Over on the YouTube side, Icarus says, good morning from Indonesia. It's 5 a.m. here.
Oh, Icarus, you
Holy
champion.
moly.
That's what I'm
Diane
talking
says,
about.
hi GA fam from Florida. Congrats on the competition.
Woo!
Norman's watching from Bloomington, Indiana.
Mr.
Sammy
Dean.
from San Diego. Mary says, is this the warmer-upper piece?
This is, in fact, the warmer-upper. This is going to Loyalty League members. This is the 5th color mix that we haven't used on the ones for sale here tonight. And it's going to be orange and pink.
The handle.
And I think probably a clear
Orange,
handle
pink,
would look really
and-
nice.
And
I like that
suspense.
color.
And it's going to have a clear handle, and then we're going to put a bright, vibrant orange slug on top.
I love how Jake keeps walking towards me, and every time he comes towards me, I back up.
I know.
Because it's
kinda
like
funny.
you gotta get the full frame.
That thing's still exploding a little bit. I think we could probably take the capper off of there. See what happens. Look at that beautiful blue.
All right,
That's
don't
the
touch
part
it
that's
now. One
exploding.
thing at a time. One thing at a time. Leave
All
it be.
right, I'll stay focused.
We got excited.
So Matt
Maybe.
is whipping up a beautiful clear handle here. He's just working it on the marber, and right now he's blowing air into the pipe. Super specific style to making our blown handles, and that's kind of what we pride ourselves on, is making really tight handles around here. So he's whipping up a beautiful one.
You know what we could do on Spin the Wheel? Have like a commentary of terms. So we could have like tonight is hockey night or golf night, and we have to use golf terms.
Cool,
He's
let's
taking
do it.
the putt.
Yeah, I would
You know
love
what I
it.
mean? Perfect. It was the cat. Perfect.
That's a nice challenge. Yep.
Because you just said something about the handle that made me think of something.
I just realized I said the word challenge, very Michiganderish.
Challenge.
Challenge. It's a good challenge.
What do we say it more nasally or something?
I think so. But we
Challenge.
could ask our new Texan that's watching us tonight, or anybody else that's not from
Michigan.
the old Michigan.
Yeah, you did say that very Michigan.
Challenge.
I hit it pretty hard.
Challenge.
Challenge?
Yeah, that's not how I say it.
Challenge.
Challenge.
Bess says challenge.
Well, no.
No.
Anybody here say pillow?
Oh,
No.
Joey
Milk.
used to say Pello or
Milk.
Paulo or whatever he
We
said.
did see Joey at the challenge.
Yes,
too.
we did. Joey's doing good, folks, and
Some of the addicts saw him. I think they posted some photos.
oh
He's-
man,
What?
I'm gonna need some help there, man.
Couple new names I want to shout out. We've got Tawfiq from Palestine watching, who's a glass blower.
Son of a
Hey,
gun, represent.
all
That's
right.
awesome.
We've got Angel from the capital of Argentina, Formosa, watching.
Thanks, dude. You said Mimosa's watching?
Huh?
You said Mimosa's watching?
No, we've got Angel from Formosa, the capital of
Fort
Argentina.
Mosa?
Formosa.
Whoa, are you
Formosa,
writing down all these
Argentina?
countries?
I can.
Please do.
I've been to Colombia, Peru, and Bolivia, and I would love to check out some other countries in South America. Argentina would be one of them, or Brazil, I think would be super tight.
Did
My
you guys
sister
catch
did
that?
a semester abroad in Argentina, and she lived in Peru for 3 years.
Really good time.
Yeah.
We're
guys-
talking about the size a little bit bigger than thumb saddle, Matt.
So what
For
I
this
hear
slug.
is Jake's putting the call out. The call to the wild.
So I'm gonna kind of just get focused here for a second, and we're gonna put this slug on because it's not an easy move. especially after creating the entire mug here with all our color. And honestly, it's a perfect mug. Look at the foot, the proportions, the color is beautiful. But now we need to just throw a slimy slug all over it and need to make it nice.
Color.
Bright orange. We'll do one coat of that and then one coat of the mix.
My mic is off. I can zoom in. Don't move your mic. You know what I mean? When you come forward with the mug, I can zoom in and have the heat.
Sarah says hello from England. Joe says just after 11 p.m. here in the UK.
Wow, representing.
Everybody's just out there in the world.
If I'm translating
Out
this
there, baby.
correctly, Angel says he is a potter and really
Marver
loves
that into a
glass
cylinder
blowing.
so it's a little smaller.
That's
So correct
cool.
me if I was incorrect
Just like make it
there,
a
but I'm
cylinder so
trying.
some stays on the pipe.
I mean,
kinda.
it's very similar, just sideways.
And then a quick heat, and that'll be perfect. This is gonna be funky here, folks. I don't know what the best angle to shoot this is at, but we'll find out. But we're basically just gonna do it. Let me take one more flash, Matt, just in case.
We're just gonna get right after it.
We're just gonna give it a little extra mojo here, because everybody knows in the chat what would happen if we took too much time outside of the heat, right?
Right.
Right.
It would
I can see
explode.
that-
It's just a ticking time bomb.
Let's go this way
I
a little
can
more.
see that glitter from over here.
It's blinging. All right, steady right there. Got the fan blowing right on the mug. Mom, could you step to your right a little bit? It's just to, all right, pull away that way towards you. Stop. Got to push it through. Thread the needle, wrap it, and we're going around again. Wow.
Beautiful.
We got her. And so that adds a little bit more weight than the traditional thumb saddle. So that's why I chose this particular foot and why you got to be aware of the shape of the handle and what is even going on so that, oh yeah, it's going to be good. I'm going to snip those in a second.
Aldriana says, what time is it there? We are in the Eastern Standard Time Zone here in Michigan in the U.S. It is currently 6:18 p.m. and we will be streaming until
That was
8
nice.
p.m. So you got us for a nice another hour and 45
Stamp it
minutes-ish.
and,
Give me 1 minute.
If you're wondering how we sign these pieces, they are signed with a little bit of hot glass. It's going to be the last thing they do on the show.
Right there, I'm just opening up on the bottom a little bit of room so you can get your bottom 2 fingers in there. Whoever you are, one of our Loyalty League members.
I was going to say, what is that screeching noise?
Someone asked that or you asked that?
We are.
That's the hole. It's something vibrating over there, and we could take a look at that in a minute if we need to, if it's too loud.
Just died away.
Next step is I'm going to snip the tips of each of these eyeballs so it's not a breaking point. I'll snip them and then torch them a little more so they ball up, they sphericize, and look like actual slug antennae.
We'll have to open up the book and see what they call those.
I might not even snip it because they're just looking really antennae-ish right now.
In case you're new here, in about 10 minutes, our table goes live. Our table is full of a lot of really fun products today. This might be one of my favorite tables in a while. We've got some slug mugs. We've got some
Stamper,
sparkle
yeah.
slugs up there. So stay tuned for that link that goes live in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
as far
I think
as I know, we never did sparkle slugs.
Not that I'm aware of.
I think everyone's going to be blown away by the table. Oh, it's slimy.
Icarus says, I've been teaching all my Indonesian friends about glass blowing while I'm here. Most people don't know about it, so it's been super cool to teach about.
That's so cool, spreading it around the world.
Icarus, Michelle would like to know why you were in Indonesia. Is it a school or business trip? Is it for fun?
All right, with the clear handle, there's some really cool magnification on the bottom of the handle.
Yeah, there is.
Maybe you guys might or might not be able to see it, but it's
Whoa.
there.
Bess went in super close. We saw every pore on your face.
It's gonna be bright orange, pink, and gold. And we're gonna get it off the pipe and get it in the box safe and sound. It's gonna cool down overnight. That's a nice warmer upper.
Carrie says this
Beautiful.
may be your first someone on Bourbon Street watching the Glass Academy with a Glass Academy t-shirt on.
Way, I think it is. Get a picture of that, Carrie.
What is that? I didn't hear.
Bourbon Street is in a street in New Orleans.
Oh,
So she's watching on her phone.
On Bourbon Street with a Glass Academy t-shirt on.
represent, Carrie, as always.
The lip saver. Exactly.
Mary,
Perfect.
thank you for the shout out on that video. It was a ton of fun to make. If you guys haven't seen it, it's
So that
the
broke off perfectly.
purple Van
I got the
Gogh
claw.
mug.
I'm gonna
Check that out on
preheat
our
it. We're gonna
Facebook.
get it into the box. Sorry, Bess.
You're good. I stopped talking when I heard you talking.
I couldn't hear you. I stopped talking when I saw your lips moving.
And there he goes, folks,
Where is it going?
into the annealer at 1,000 degrees where it will cool overnight for about 18 hours.
Very nice,
Beautiful
very
thing.
nice. Jake, I was wondering if you and Matt, since you guys produce the slugs, would like to go over the table while I prep for my next piece.
Heck yeah. You want the camera, Matt, or do you want to represent Slugville?
I'll take that thing.
All right, here you go. Quick drive-by. Ooh. Whoa.
So it's cool where it was pressed, not so cool where
Should we just try flipping it? Because we're not going to see.
Oh,
All right.
take it over there.
It's really cool looking on the other side. There we go. It's not falling out. Look at that texture. Gotta touch it. I want to touch it so bad. Still a little warm.
No, it's nice and touchable.
That's cool.
Nice and touchable.
Nice and touchable. All right, well, we got the board over here, folks. This is the gathering point. This is show number 266. It sounds crazy every time we say it because it really has been a long time. We got a lot of traction right now on the social internet. Kind of feeling like we're a media juggernaut because we got multiple videos, over 1 million views right now. It's bringing in a lot more traction, and it's a lot of thanks to you guys sharing the feed, liking and sharing our videos, spreading the word around, telling your friends, representing in New Orleans. Freaking cool. So shouts out to all you guys. But show 266, already introduced the team. We're working on a reel that'll be an introduction little 2-minute video that'll get you guys familiar with who we are going forward. So stay tuned for that. No custom orders tonight, but we do have represented a super slug-tastic situation. And just, I mean, I think this might be one of the best guys to highlight what's going on, number one here. The first time it's ever been done, we put what we call the sparkle glass, dichroic glass, on the slug's body. What do you think about that, Matt?
I think it's blinging.
Wow.
I'm just gonna get 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a great move. Yeah, get in there. Let's see this in its true color. Some other really cool ones. So there's two types of dichroic color that we use. There's a clear backing and there's a black backing. That was the black backing. It's a lot more vibrant, shows much brighter colors. This is a clear backing that's much more subtle. I call it butterfly wing style. And the really cool thing about this clear action is that, look at how you see the texture of the color underneath it with some butterfly wing action.
I was just gonna say
Nice.
that's exactly why I love that one because you could still see all the texture underneath of it.
Super cool. So as the slugs always are, they've each got their own personality. They're all priced the same, but some of them are long and slim, and they got the black dichro and a weird look in their eye. Or some of them are, you know, real chubby and puffy, and they're not going anywhere fast. But these are absolute blingers, and we know we got a lot of customers that collect our slugs from the time we started them, which was about the time we started these live shows, about 4 years ago now at this point. But a new design of slug to add to the collection for you all. And we got 4 slug mugs that are beautiful up there. We're going to go over those 2 goblets up there in a bit. And then obviously you see the vase and the mug that I still believe is for sale from last week's show, which is just pretty darn incredible too. So that's that, and we've got an idea from Michelle coming in hot. Here she is.
Here I am. All right. Okay, first let's snap the book.
We got to start drawing these the other way around.
L Slug Book. Make sure my mic is on. L Slug Book. So when I go to this page, I'm going to be making some tentacles with eyeballs. Okay? Everyone knows the picture? Yes,
Tentacles
I'm working
plus
from a children's
eyeballs.
book. So
Got it.
The eyeballs, you took my tray away, my prop, is these are marinis. These are small little glass. There's layers of colors here. These are going to be my eyeballs, but these are room temperature and I need them hot. So we've got some warming up. What I would like to do is pull out, I've got a goblet pipe, and I'm going to add an eyeball to it. Then I'm going to cut it off and put it back on the board and keep it warm in the garage. Then this is what I'm going to make. Now it's not slug size.
No, that's like monster size. If that slug slimed up to me in my sleep, I'd be freaking out.
All right, so
That's a
this was
nightmare
number
slug.
13. So the eyes are going to be a little bit different, but we're going to put a mouth on this one there, so it can be like a bud vase. Now, when we start a new product, we don't do it out of our top colors and everything. This will be the first time I've ever done this. We're going to call her Mama Slug.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going to do these first,
Okay.
and then we'll put them in the garage. Then I'll take a torch and torch them in so they're not coming out of the body like this one. We'll see what that looks like. And then when we break it off the blowpipe, we're going to torch the mouth and just open it a little wider
Once we break it off the pipe.
off the blowpipe. So no punny, because this will be the back end. We'll stamp it. But when it gets broken off over there, torch the mouth and let's put a pipe over there and maybe widen it a little.
Why would you want to just try it doing it on the pipe?
Well, the blowpipe is here.
Oh, I see.
It's different. That's
I
what I'm
see.
getting
I'm
at.
picking up what you're putting down.
All right. So will you make the small brass pipe be at the knockoff station?
Yes.
Okay.
For
And then
my Loyalty League members,
I'm going-
that slug mug is live.
Pick up recycle. Just mark it with my pinky.
So go ahead and check your emails
Okay.
for the link if you haven't found it already.
You want me or Matt? So she's starting with recycle, and you want an eyeball right now?
I think so.
Of color? Or of...
I'm going with the yellows because they were bigger.
So I'm just going to bring it in clear? Or recycle?
You're going to bring me the eyeball that's on the paddle.
Okay. I think I'm understanding.
Good thing we're practicing.
I think I'm
this.
understanding now.
Can you bring it to me now?
Sure. So keep in mind, and Michelle knows this, but I'm telling all of you, that the bright orange ones on the paddle are the yellow ones. And that's because they're, well, that's a green one. Oh yeah. That's because this glass is at 1,000 degrees. We're preheating these large Marini eyeballs.
That's interesting because that is not where I would have thought you were starting with the slug at all.
Well, I'm going to prep these. I mean, this is like we're trying this.
Yeah.
This is how it's working in my head. And what I told Jake and Matt knows too is like, you guys are watching me and they're like, oh, okay, I see how that works, but if we did it this way, it would be better or more efficient if we did it this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what, this is the sounding board, and I definitely feel like I'm in a better space to do this.
She's in a good space.
The guys are kind of like, oh, it needs to be done this way. I feel like I come to the table a lot of times with,
The creative mojo.
yeah, just like, what if we did it this way?
Very loose and haphazard and creative. And that's a beautiful thing because that's just exactly what she's saying. That's not what we do. You know, I'm thinking about finances, thinking about complete products, and thinking about tight work. And she's over here swinging around a slug eye. It's going to be beautiful, I betcha.
It is.
So this is working on a really small scale too. This is typically not something that we normally do, so it takes some getting used to. It's kind of like the sheep that we made recently and designed. Those were an interesting step for us in making those legs and making smaller scale work like this.
Will you bring me the paddle?
Yes.
That warmer upper slug mug was already snagged.
Snagged.
Got some fast fingers in the Loyalty League.
Oh boy.
Loyalty League is our specialty membership. All right, so this guy's gonna wait on there.
You guys will see it in the annealer reveal, but I will say that is one of the cleanest mugs to come out, at least slug mugs, that's for sure, of here in a while, as we're just getting into drinkware production for specifically the Renaissance Festival, the up-and-coming bar we're putting in here, and mugs are bread and butter. So we got into a little bit of mojo. We got 4 of them on the product table here for you guys tonight. For the general public, glassacademy.com. But that one was a tasty one, and usually that's what happens when they're tasty. They get gone pretty fast.
Speaking of the table is now live, so those are available.
6:30, check them out. There's a lot going on in the backgrounds in this one. It's a beautiful art display on this table, but there's also
next eye.
really nice artistic or really nice classic shots on the website of each of those pieces up close. Eye number 2. Number 2. What movie is that from, you guys? Matt, do you know?
I don't know.
Austin
What's it from?
Powers. Gold member.
Gold member. I love gold.
I'm the movie guy.
I know. I was like, that's the only movie reference I could ever make.
I am not the movie girl. All right, the question tonight. Okay, we're going to tell you why we asked this question later on in the show. What would you do if you woke up with $12 million tomorrow in your bank account?
It's a lot I would do.
Put it in the chat. Bess, could you tell them? That's the cue. Bess, could you tell them where to send their answers, please?
Yeah, so if you put your answers in the chat, that's great. I love to read them, but it does not get you entered into the giveaway. To get entered in the giveaway, you're going to send your answers to enews@glassacademy.com. And that's going to get you entered in to win whatever we make to give away tonight. Usually gets made at the end of the show. So start thinking about your answers now. If you've already got a go-to answer, you know already what you would do, start sending those in. enews@glassacademy.com.
That's right.
That's
and I'm
right.
excited
Now back
for
to the program.
Bess to show her tech abilities here in a few when we start going over the pieces from this past weekend. It's pretty darn cool what we can do, and I was just kind of daydreaming on the way into work today about our first shows, and we're at 266. So it's like some of those original ones, and if you were here from the beginning, let us know in the chat, or even just let us know what show you started watching on. Man, we've come a long way, and just seeing the shop change, the equipment get upgraded over 4 years, there's been a lot of growth at the studio, and it's many thanks to you guys and allowing us to do what we do. Blowing glass, being creative, bringing you guys a little bit of mojo in your life. And here comes
My assistant. Look at how cute he is.
look at that guy with the braids. Oliver got his hair braided this weekend too. It was a weekend of braids. That was actually the first place gift amongst some other things for the centerpiece challenge. So we got to represent for Kalamazoo there, and I don't remember what Chris got for his, but it was something cool. There's a nice move from Matt. You guys check out what he's doing there. There is a perfect placement for all the tools. Do you want to explain the reason behind a little bit of that?
Well, these jacks always stay here and they go backwards because these have beeswax on them. If you get beeswax on any of these tools, they don't work correctly. These stay forward so they don't get wax on them, and I like to keep them off of the table here because sometimes you get little drops of wax that just form up here naturally. And then, you know, these can go either way, but I like to have my straight shears first and then my diamonds. Usually like to keep the stamp facing backwards, and you know, those tools are kind of interchangeable as well.
A little bit interchangeable down here. The last thing I'll say about it, unless there's something major happening, okay, is that it's nice having the tag here because this gets beeswax on it and it's really hot. You can see where it burned through the copper, so we keep that far away from the tweezers. This guy's facing back. I almost think about these two tools as a blocker for the rollable GA stamp, and we flatten one side, but this is just a brass bottom to it, and you can see how it is already a little bit beat up down there from a little bit of treachery. It happens to the best of us, but that ideally is our safeguard for losing the mold on the flow.
Keep it on the table.
That's right. So Michelle's going for dunk number dose, and she double dunked it to a serious amount of glass. She's making a big mama slug. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, mama slug.
So that's
It's
pretty
Mother's Day
hardcore.
coming up, right?
Oh my gosh, it is Mother's Day coming up.
What?
Son
Big
of a
honker
gun.
slug.
Let us hear you guys' plans for Mother's Day. And for all those you guys that
Just recognize it right now.
just recognize it right now, I hope that you figure something out real good. You can always purchase a glass rose or maybe a glass slug even for your mom. That's what's on all their Mother's Day gift wish lists.
They just don't know it.
They just don't know it. So she's using the wooden block here, shaping it up beautifully whilst puffing air into the pipe. Depending on the piece, sometimes you use the assistant to puff air so you can control it if you're trying to shape it. She's going for round, slimy, and spherical. So she was just content to just puff it out to the exact amount she wanted. And all the slugs have different shapes to them, but you can see the way this guy sits nice and flat and tasty on the table here. A little bit of a tail, a little bit of a red birthmark back there too. Forget what number that is. I think that's number
That was 13.
2, number 13.
Yeah.
Now she's going in for the neckline.
I think I
constrict-
heard
Which
you
is gonna be
ask
the
when I
mouth.
walked away about how long people have been here for the show or something like that, because
Yeah.
I've got some comments.
Oh yeah,
John and Sharon both say I have been here since show number 1.
show number 1,
Whoa,
represent.
Look at that. Thank you.
Laurel says, my first show was when Sticky made the rainbow fish and sugar, and then you did it in glass.
Wow.
That was before we were open again.
We've got a question here from John, and
Okay.
I was just going to say one of my first shows working
Hello?
was show 200 when we did the big show, and it's crazy to me just to see how much we've changed since even then.
I know. It's insane.
I'm really thankful to not lug out those big cords with the cameras anymore.
That what?
I'm very
Okay,
thankful to
blow.
not take out those big long cords with the camera anymore.
Oh my gosh. I just did highlight the tech table over here.
Perfect.
You can see these guys, I'll go over in a second, but we've changed our tech streaming services, the camera
Like
that we
6
were using
times?
about, 25 times, and we still have a lot of cords here and a soundboard. Mic check, Bess does all this behind the scenes tech action. She can throw up graphics. She's gonna throw up pictures of our product a little bit later in the show here.
So on that note, a shout out to Sam and Howard. For Sam keeps an eye on us, lets us know the newest equipment to get for streaming,
Trek 10s.
and
Tech trends?
Howard gave us the
Yeah,
soundboard.
exactly.
Yeah, this is not what we do. So
Well, it is what we do. 266 shows in. I don't really know if we can say that we don't do it anymore.
we don't research the tech. Let me rephrase that.
Right.
John says, is the colored tape on the tools for different people?
In certain instances, it is, John. That's a good point, and it depends on whether you're a student. We talked about this a couple shows ago. There's student jacks, There's in the studio production jacks, there's goblet jacks, there's Dinos that are almost, I mean, for some people they're collectible jacks, but we use them from time to time. And yes, that's totally the case. We also have our tools separated into mobile unit tools, which have black tape on them, and we have Renaissance tools, which we do the Michigan Renaissance Festival every year for 7 weekends. And the tools are super expensive. They last a long time, but they need to be good quality, and they range from different manufacturers that have been around over the years. Obviously, our tool shelf's a little empty here as we're using some of these, but this is a super old pair here, a German pair that's kind of funky, but is actually pretty nice. These are your classic shop pairs, the Jim Moores. We got quite a few pair of those, and then we've got some higher end, high roller diamonds, which we like using on a regular. Michelle's using one of the pairs right there. Those are the Pooch diamond shears, and a shop favorite.
Will you blow?
So you can see how she's doing this. If you've seen us make a slug before, typically the tip that's got the point to it right now is the head of the slug. And it comes off the pipe.
It's a little too consistent. I'm going to get his back body, Mama's body, to curl a little.
Oh, give it a little motion.
And then I'm going to put her on the marble to flatten her.
Okay.
So we can do this.
So this is experimental, what's happening right now. She's letting gravity bend it down a little bit. Notice how I know she mentioned it.
We can do that, so it's not straight anymore, right?
Right. But she is using recycled blue, and you can see how light that color is when it's blown compared to the casting we did at the beginning of the show.
All right,
That's a
now here's
beautiful
the theory.
deep blue.
That's the mouth. So I'm going to do those tentacles here. I'm going to heat it with a torch, and then we'll stick them in.
All right.
Okay.
Jake's like, what are we doing?
I'm on the camera.
All right, Matt, I'm ready when you are.
So Matt's coming in hot, literally, with 1,000-degree material, and he's making the wise call of giving that an extra quick flash before bringing it over. A little extra heat. Your hair looks great coming out of that hat, Matt.
I
You
know.
like that?
It's really nice. So that she doesn't crack it when she grabs this tenderly with the tweezers. It's a tough lay down. She might have to figure it out. Beautiful stick. Nice.
So let me flip that guy over.
And then you're going to want to get in the heat. And Matt's going to give it one more flash. Every second that you're outside of the heat, this glass is cooling down. And 1,000 degrees is right at the temperature. If you touch it with any foreign material other than more glass, it typically will break. It'll crack. The whole thing might shatter. And that's why, look at this back end angle. That's why Matt's giving it that extra second of time. Michelle's giving it some extra heat. Let's see this go on smooth like butter.
I guess it was better the other way.
Oh my goodness.
I know, look at how cute. A little cross-eyed though. It's really funny. I'm just the concept girl.
That's amazing. But that's how it works around here, folks. We all have beautiful creative ideas. Michelle comes up with creative ideas all the time, and she says, hey guys, we're getting a little stale. You know, let's go ahead and make some dichroic slugs, and I want to try out this super honker
Look at how
mama
cute.
slug with its own individual eyes, and all of a sudden she just pulls it out of nowhere, and then she'll pass it along to the team to
All right,
dial
so
in the
now
tech.
Where do we want to put it? Bring me a little bit for the stamp. I'm going to do it on its tail.
Watch out for that bench.
I don't know what that is.
Now, I'm doing it out of recycle, but if this were colored, you wouldn't really see this. But I just want to do it on the side because it's recycle.
I think you mean because it's transparent?
Because it's transparent.
Right.
Like normally we would do this on the underside, but The underside's going to look weird because it's transparent, so.
Michelle mentioned it during the show, but here's our pink slug again, or during the last mug, and you can see on the bottom
All right,
here.
Matt.
There's
So I'm
our
going to knock
GA
this
stamp.
off. You're going to take the torch and go around the mouth, and then take that smaller copper tube and make it a little more
You
open.
might want to grab the
Right,
brass rod.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what. Yes. And maybe preheat the brass rod? Or no, I don't know. That's a question.
Maybe a little bit of mojo.
A little softer.
Viking Matt
Alrighty.
standing in the hot shop, surrounded by pine trees. It's a beautiful place. So the way we get these off the pipe, you may or may not have seen it on mine. You put a little bit of water, just one drop, right where you want it to break. As long as your constriction is nice and lined up and tight. Sorry. She gives it a little tap. It breaks off perfectly. And look at this little Slimer. It's kind of how we've done fish in the past, with a little bit of a fish mouth to them.
Yeah, that's something we can work on.
It's looking pretty good.
Oh.
What do you think? How's that size?
Maybe a little bigger than I thought. If the mouth could be more upright, would be the other thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Off she goes. The box number 4. It's 1,000 degrees in that box. Around the corner, back into the deepest corner of the shop. Although it's not the deepest when you're working from that glory hole. All right, you guys, show some love in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, everybody out there. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful product. And there goes Bess. She's pulling product off the shelf, so the pieces that have sold will be removed. Would love to highlight again a couple things. Now, we didn't talk about it, but both this blue mug here, look at that clear bottom, with this slippery Slimer, and this purple mug have glow powder in them, folks. You can see a little bit of it right there. Obviously, it's not going to glow. We're not in the dark right now. But it's got aventurine, it's got some fingerprints, because the whole office staff, including myself, was in love with this one, so everyone was holding it. We'll clean those off before they get sent, but look at that clear base.
I love that someone said, "Are you sure Chris isn't hiding there somewhere doing a jumbo piece?"
Glow powder, folks. You got to be pretty dark to see it, but it is there. I wanted to point these goblets out. We've got an order for a wedding set. Check these out. Ayana and Colin, 8/30/24.
What if they're watching the show, Jake?
If they're watching the show, congratulations, you guys. That's right. But pretty cool. Always a beautiful idea for a wedding gift. To get somebody a set of goblets is a pretty darn sweet thing. And now,
And if you break them, don't ask us to make them again for free the night of the wedding.
right, here is the camera.
Okay, well, back in touch.
There are only 3 mugs left and 3 slugs, so if you are thinking about snagging one, they were almost all gone, so snag them while you can.
I thought 15 would go quick. But hey, he's kind of like the runt of the litter, maybe.
All right,
Little
I'm going
cutie
to
pie.
say, can you put where they should send their answer to? We're going to go into this while you start up the next piece.
Yeah, so question of the week is the giveaway. What would you do if you won $1 million for your shop? Someone said in the comments, I don't think Bess would be there to ask that question. That is your account. I don't know if I would be or not, but you send your answers to that question to velocify.com at the end. You get to the giveaway, which is giveaway.
The reason that question exists, we go to a small bank. They got bought out by a bigger bank. And one day I went in, made our deposit. She gave me the receipt. $12 million
gonna
was
put
in
clear
our
over
business
top the
banking
marine?
account. And I was like, "Are you sure this is right?" And she's like, "Yep, that's right." I'm like, "Are you sure?" So for a day and a half, we had $12 million in our bank account.
What?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was a hot moment to be like, wait, what just happened?
$1 million.
And then it's kind of fun because it's like, what would you do with $12 million?
So is it appropriate at this point? I would say the next step would be you've designed it in recycle. We've got the idea. We see the process. I'm going to take it one step further and go with color, but I'm not going to go right into pink. I'm not going to go right into red or even maroon.
Or purples. Are you going to do the eyes like I did, or you're going to do the eyes different?
I'm going to do the eyes a little bit differently, just a little bit. And I am still going to use recycled glass, but I'll put one of our less expensive blues on top that's really vibrant. It's going to make it a beautiful color pattern. I add a little extra blue on top just to shake and bake it, and then we'll see what happens. I'm also going to go, if this is cool with you, just a hair smaller and leave it a little thicker just for the tester run here.
So these, you could put dried flowers in them. You could put candies in them and shake them out. This is a hollow one that has an opening on it.
What else could you put in a hollow slug?
I don't know, but this book is super cute.
Slime.
You could do like hand putty, like when you break your wrist and they give you that hand putty.
Just load it up in there real good. Just stuff
I'm telling
it.
you guys, I want to carry this book in the shop. Like,
That's
look
what
at
I
how cute
wanna
that
see.
is.
What if you put maple syrup in it? What if we put a handle on the top of it?
Wait, and there's
And
the
you
best
poured
page.
maple syrup slime out of it onto your pancakes.
Well, we could
Hang
make
on
a
a second.
gravy boat.
I was thinking that too, but it'd have to be like lukewarm, curdled up gravy.
Yeah.
Wait a second, I want everyone to see the joke. The slug is a mollusk, like the snail, but it doesn't have a shell. You're naked. You guys, how funny is that? You'll have to come to see the rest of the book.
Yep, it'll be out in the gallery on our relaxing hangout couch.
And you can hang out with Sophietta,
Oh man, that
and she'll
cat
jump
is
all over you.
adorable. So we'll do the eye tendrils in one coat of sky blue. And we're going to put them on hot. We're going to squish them on, and then we're going to... The only real major difference is that we'll put the Marini on, put a little bit smaller, and then we'll put a clear glob on top of each Marini so that it magnifies the eyeball so that it's really looking at you like it's asking you to pour its maple syrup.
Can I walk over to the gnome shelf and show him the progression?
Sure.
Because this is kind of the same idea. What he's doing right now is, you know, the basic yada, yada, yada. Come with me this way.
Bye-bye.
So this is our little shelf of items that we've made. Like, here's our first gnome. And he's cute, but he needs some work. Eventually they got refined. This one's way better. We did colors for different seasons. We did a bunny gnome. So it's kind of our, you know, here are our sheep, how they started out, where they ended up with. And that's kind of some of our tester table stuff. So we'll leave the slug up there. Maybe Jake's second slug will be there, who knows?
How many New York Rangers fans do we have out there?
What are the New York Rangers?
Hockey team. All right, a little bit of puffage. Good.
So remember, this is the mama slug. Oh, here's the question of the day. How are slugs born? And how many slugs does a mom have at one time? Who knows the answer to that one?
It's a good question.
Like, are they like fish? Do they lay a bunch of eggs? How does that happen? Oh, Bess says they're egg layers. These are like the questions you never ask yourself. So it's not as big as mine, but I think what Jake wants to do also is practice the technique
Yeah.
before we determine the final size.
So we can do both of them in one bit.
There is a Facebook page that we do not run. It's called the Glass Academy Addicts. If you go on that page, I know some of the addicts have been posting pictures of their slugs.
and of the battle. And a big shouts out to Sharon and Dawn for spontaneously making the trip over to Kalamazoo out of the blue. We were in the middle of a demo and we looked out at the crowd, and a couple of our OG fans.
Schmack.
For those of you
Yeah, that's
out of
probably
the country,
go
OG
for a little
stands for
cylindrification.
Original Gangsta. Both Dawn and Sharon
Cylinderfire.
attended the Glass Academy for classes. We
They've
do
been around.
glass experiences. We don't teach you how to be a glass blower. Rather, we teach you how to have a day out on the town and work with molten glass for fun.
Unless you land a job here, and then you might become a glass blower.
Dawn and John say, I missed seeing Sophietta. I will bring her back out at some point just for you guys. Hopefully
gonna
maybe
get
during housekeeping or something.
Replaced by a cat.
If you guys don't want to watch the glass blowing, fine. That is the cutest cat I've seen in a while, and she's going to grow up and be one of the coolest gallery cats we've ever had. And we've only had two, and Batch will forever live in our hearts and souls.
Batch grew up with Jake and Lucy when
Okay.
the building had nothing in it. There was an old tomcat in the neighborhood we did not know about. So shortly after we got Batch, she got pregnant.
Nice.
Lucy watched every kitten come out of her body.
Wow.
Yeah, do you remember that?
No.
It was like hours. And then at that point, Batch said, that's enough, and carried them all high away from Lucy.
Back off
And then
now.
she continued to grace our presence for 16, 18 years.
It was a lot. I thought it was like 39.
Jake's actually 57.
Yeah. Trying to work with gravity here a little bit. Each of those bits, it's kind of like the sheep legs are pretty hot to get on there and pretty thin. I'm going to need one more flash before we load these up, Matt. But I gave it the perfect little platform, and I'm looking at them now. They kind of look like some sort of like something crazy, but we're going to see how they end up. Might be a little disproportional. Probably could have done them thinner, but I wanted to have enough room to put these big marinis right in there.
I see, and
You see?
then... I see.
I'll probably put both of them on here. I think I'm going for the perps.
Let me fix that one for you. Never mind.
Thanks. Ouch.
So again, this is Ode to... Marinis are an Italian thing. We take a special day to make all our marinis. To
Marini
make
Day.
Bigger marinis takes a lot longer to get them shiny on both sides. You got to polish them out. We're going to be doing a really cool video that gives you all the steps.
Shouts out
Just
to our
recently,
members.
we made some really cool marinis. Took a couple days to get them done, and they were for some very special people.
I'll be ready after that heat. I'm just gonna have to give each of them a little. Psh, 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 psh.
Did you
Exactly.
flatten it on the marker yet?
Nope. Forgot about that. All right. Maybe shouldn't have done that, but what are you gonna do?
That's why we're figuring it out.
Oh, brother.
You know, the other thing we could do is just like have a post of glass and do like 5 eyeballs in a row and then have them all in one space and decide what we like best.
Yeah, so if you see this guy, you can see that it's pretty crazy looking.
It's a very bulbous eyeball.
Yeah, he's got a thyroid issue.
It's more like he's got mushrooms growing on his forehead.
I think
I
maybe
like
it'd
how
be
we
like
switched him to a guy away
easier
from
to
Mama
use.
Slug.
clear cane.
Chris says,
Spit it
what's
out,
up,
man.
everyone?
Clear cane.
Hey, Mr. Chris.
Yeah.
Things are doing well. We're making some slugs. Not as intense or as hot as it was at the battle.
Yeah, this is quite interesting, folks. Quite interesting.
Yeah, it's something.
I mean, if you look right at them, you'll see that it's quite interesting.
Remember to flatten it for the belly.
I'm working on it. It looks like something from like Finding Nemo or like from some Disney show.
Looks like scary.
What should we name him?
His eyes dripping over to the side. Get hold of your eye, brother.
That's Filbert.
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 Yeah, the eyes are
Filbert?
kind of far
Filbert.
apart.
I like that name.
Matt, he can go
put a
sit on the
stamper on
shelf
it.
with the rest of your slugs.
Yeah,
I
in
didn't
the
make
book
that.
Here. They're together.
Let's put a stamper on here. Yeah.
Michelle, have you ever seen the shelf of slugs that are named after glass blowers?
No.
We have 4 slugs
Yeah,
over
you
on
have.
the shelf.
Oh, yeah. The little wonky ones.
Yeah, we had some little wonky
I thought
slugs.
you said the show, but you
Oh,
said
no,
the shelf.
Yeah, we have a couple wonky slugs that
I was like, is it like
we
Telebabies?
pulled from the stock
Teletubbies?
room and so lovingly named after the glass blowers. Maggie says, hey guys, love this. Much love from Chicago. Marianne says, hi from Maine.
There he is, looking right at you,
Hold still,
something.
hold still.
or whatever he's doing.
It's doing something.
It's doing something.
All right, you still got to open up the mouth.
All right, here we go. Just gonna keep smiling. Little bit of agua right on the side of his lip.
Marianne says, I have a bunny slug.
Whoa, with ears on it? That sounds pretty serious.
Didn't we make one of those?
Yeah, we've made some pretty serious slug renditions.
Whoa.
That one kind of looks like a fish. Looks like he's got a big bottom lip and he's ready to gulp up some slime.
So I think the body shape has to be different so it doesn't look like a fish. You know what I mean? And then maybe the tail swooping up, maybe it should be flat.
Right. Not like fishtail like.
Right. Let me see it from the front. Oh, but the mouth open is so cute.
Oh, one for the record books.
This is how we do it here, folks.
Yeah.
All right, Bess, I'm wondering if since housekeeping got missed the last 2 weeks, maybe we do it a little early today.
I can do that.
I'll have these guys if you want to go get Sophietta.
I will go snag the baby
And
cat.
then you guys want to talk about this?
Absolutely.
Lots
So,
to talk about today.
We had the Battle of the Glass Blowers this weekend. The whole team went down. We rented a house. Matt, Oliver, Chris, my uncle Israel, who blows glass as well, and we had 3 other glass blowers scheduled who weren't able to make it, which worked out perfect because Matt was doing his own product as well on the torch, and so was Oliver at a certain point. And how did your piece go?
It went, it exploded, but it was all right. I learned a lot, and I got to meet a lot of cool people, and, you know, I went into the competition knowing that I wasn't going to win, but I went for the experience and to meet people, and I met a lot of cool people.
Matt was one of the least experienced people. So when he says he wasn't going to win, it was just maybe because of your experience.
It was like I had a very ambitious plan, and I also had like the least amount of experience there. So I shot for the moon.
We're talking about torch work, working on a torch, standing, sitting, making individual pieces with colder rods and whatnot. And he made a really beautiful piece. It didn't make it, but still a valiant effort. Oliver actually did, however, he made a marble. He got 3rd place in his competition of, I think, 8 torch workers. So big shouts out to him. You guys put it in the chat. He may or may not be watching tonight, but you can congratulate him next week. He'll be on the show. But we also worked as a Glass Academy team, and we had Chris Nordine Studios, who I think for both ones had Israel and I for one of the competitions, and had Matt and Uncle Israel Nordine working on a team together. And those guys, Bess, Bess.
Which one would you like?
Let's go for the robot, Chris's robot first.
Got it. It's on the screen.
This robot, folks, took first place out of 8 teams in the robot competition. It was designed, you see the picture in the background, Bronson's Children's Hospital had a prompt to make a robot design drawing, and his was a yoga robot that gardens. First place, voted by judges that were watching the competition, voted on many different things, performance, color, shape, style, all that, teamwork. So congratulations to Chris. The Glass Academy team, myself, Chris, Israel, and Oliver, because of lack of other people, we had to swap teams around a little bit. Take a look at this, Mom, over here. This was our prompt. It is green. It delivers oranges and bananas. So here's our drawing. Hit it, Bess.
On the screen.
Yeah. And that's what we came up with there. There's actually 2 pictures of this one because you can see the satchel on the backside that holds the bananas and oranges that it was delivering.
Got that on the screen now.
Beautiful. And that robot got 2nd place in the competition, so Glass Academy walked away with 1st and 2nd, and there were a bunch of amazing other ones as well. I believe on Facebook we posted a video of multiple of those robots. Team Wyandotte showed up, some other local artists from around here. It was really cool to see everyone working together. It was a blast, and that was pretty sweet. You could just briefly show them the centerpiece ones. We swapped places for this one. Glass Academy took 1st, Chris Nordine Studios took 2nd, and another great turnout from everybody in that one as well. But you could take a look. The pink one was Team Glass Academy. The rock with the succulents on it is Team Chris Nordine. And it was just an absolute blast. Great to work with the community. Great to meet everyone. And a huge shouts out to Kalamazoo art crew for holding it down for us and just putting together a really incredible event for the local and non-local glass community.
Kalamazoo Art Glass is a non-profit, so some of the money with the prize money was donated back to the hospital. Oh my gosh.
She's feisty right now.
She never stops purring. Literally, she walks
She's
around.
screaming and purring at the same time.
Yeah, I could feel her purring.
Oh, and she's licking.
A lot of nice shop dust and murk on those fingers.
The salt. She's going for the salt.
So this is Sophietta, Etta for short. She's about 10 weeks old, give or take.
Give or take.
Might be 11 now. She was
Very
11
loud.
on Sunday.
I love her.
She's going to be the dominant champion cat of this entire 12,000 square foot building come due time, when the time is due.
We've got to get her a cat tree to hang out in the seating area up front.
That's right. Eat
And
her
we'll
food.
get her a bell so we know where she is. And there she is. Matt's running out the back door with her.
So should we make a classic slug just to show the people what those traditional ones look like?
I think you should do another mug.
Another mug?
Yeah.
Say no more.
I knew you'd enjoy that.
I'll do another piece of housekeeping while he's kind of getting set up.
Yeah, that'd
so
be great.
We use a lot of fabric pieces here around the studio for decorations. You guys can see on our table set up, we've got some fabric set up there. We are running low on fabric pieces. So any scraps you get, could be any shape or size. We'd love to have them if you have any scraps. Helps us decorate. We're reusing and recycling, which is super, super cool.
I think those are from like design firms because they have like something on the back.
Yeah, some of them are little pieces of samples from upholstery from like a fabric store or a furniture store.
Got it.
Some of them are just scraps of fabric. So if you've got it and you're looking for a place to get rid of it, bring them by here. We'd love to have them. We'd love to
I love
refresh
cats.
our bunch of fabric we
Stash.
have, bring some happiness to the
just-
gallery. So
Thank
Macy,
you
I'm on a
I
display.
love
so
all
much.
animals.
And I think solid colors are best, and make sure they're clean
Yes, solid colors would be super helpful.
because then you can show off the pattern of the glass.
So I'll walk this over as I put this starter bubble in it because I want to show off again what this true green mix is going to be.
Sorry.
The cat whisperer.
Okay. Yes.
So adorable. take a look. I know you guys saw it earlier in the show, but you see that reflective,
She loves me.
glitter in the glass. It's called aventurine.
And it's only in that green color, correct?
It's only in this specific green.
Which is your heart chakra color.
Mine,
So
my
if
specific
you-
one, or everybody's?
Everybody.
Oh.
Green is heart chakra, so if you have like someone who's had a heart attack, it's a really good mug to drink out of because it's green.
And is it pronounced chakra or chakra
I've heard it both ways.
or okra?
Definitely not that one.
Okra is Lucy's cat.
Oh,
Eat
right.
the okra.
Okra.
Oh, we can't eat Lucy's cat. That wouldn't be good.
Oh, that's her cat's name?
I think it's
Oh my
pronounced
gosh.
chakra.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways. I was actually working for a yoga NFT project for a little bit, and I had heard it both
Said
ways.
yoga NFT project, and
I'll
you guys
explain
were
that one to
spitting
you
out
later.
the word chakra.
Chakra.
Chakra. I don't know. Put it
John
in the chat.
says, make a Sophietta mug with kitty ears.
He says what?
Make a Sophietta style mug with kitty ears.
Ooh.
The fun thing is because she's fixed, her belly's shaved, and her belly is like spotted. The fur's kind of growing in now, but you can never tell with the longer hair. And her belly is spotted. It's super cute, like a giraffe.
Chris says, oh my gosh, Bess's pants got burned up.
Oh, are you okay?
I might be okay.
And it was all over them.
That was close. So I encased this in clear because the aventurine always looks way better when you encase it. There were a couple people, we spoke about Dichro, spoke about aventurine with a couple other artists this weekend, and kind of was talking about the best practices for working with this particular type of color. And you can't really go wrong with aventurine if you encase it in clear. It's not a very reactive color, so it'll work with a lot of other colors. However, I think the gold is pretty reactive. Sometimes it'll turn brown. But giving it that magnification and showing that sparkle is really important to making this color pop. So that's what we did here.
I think what else is cool is going to a competition. Like, it was a pretty playful competition. There were moments that people were really trying to impress and do a little more. But we know that it was for the hospital. Kalamazoo is a nonprofit.
Good.
And so they were donating money. They were raising money for their studio. So it's playful to do these things. And the artists that are attending it, they're there to share knowledge as well. Whether it's with the audience or other glass blowers, they're not so tight-lipped that they won't share any cool secret or trick that they learned.
Playfully competitive. It was a really good time.
Michelle Mary says, is cotton fabric okay?
She says what?
Is cotton
Hello?
fabric okay?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any kind of fabric.
Sorry, Matt.
We're not super
I mean,
picky.
our photographer does
Good.
these. She makes stuff. She's a maker. She will go to estate sales and bring us like yards of solid fabric that we can use in displays.
Check out how I put on a coat and a half, and I have put this color on too dark before, and I really wanted to see how light it could go on with expanding it out about 3 times the size of that original bubble. And I think this is perfect where you get the color density, you get the sparkle action, but you also get the transparency, so you can see the liquid that's in there and see what you're drinking and see when it's time to refill your situation.
I'm going to go to the printer. I'm going to go put Sophietta back. So everybody say goodbye for now to Sophietta.
She is looking sleepy.
She's very sleepy. She's not happy right now.
So here's another thing that's kind of cool. Why
Blow
we were
light.
at Kalamazoo Art Glass, their photographer was talking to me, and he's
Good.
like, your guys' shows are amazing. And because I did a Facebook Live, I was able to capture some of that, but I didn't have access to our software, so I couldn't zoom in like I can zoom in tonight. There
You want
were,
clear
like, I
on
can't
there?
get the
Just
better
gonna do a
lighting on the
Rosetta
glory
clear
hole.
one.
All right.
So it's really cool to understand how the software hooks up, allowing us to do things like this zoom to focus on the glory hole and have
It's
the color
incredible
change.
the camera shots we've came from, and that some of you guys may have seen that video that Michelle was just working on. That was kind of like a shortened up. We've been trying to do this for a while. A shortened up and condensed videos to 26 minutes. It was the highlights of a previous show, And that was back when only show 226, not that long ago, that we were still working on a tripod with a super high quality photo shooting and video shooting camera. And
which are for sale now if anyone would like them.
yeah. The choppiness of that camera quality compared to what we're working with now is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was a camera on a tripod versus the gimbal and an iPhone.
And that
But-
tripod had 3 wheels on the bottom of it, and it was never steady somehow.
Yeah. It was a serious wobbler.
And I want to do a shout out right now to our Loyalty League and our star supporters. It's because people support our show that we're able to experience, try new equipment, and actually purchase the equipment we need to make these shows work.
Yeah. It's a serious show. I mean, we plan a week in advance at this point, every single show. We've got our charity show. Next week's going to be a goblet show. We're going to have our secondary artistic, I'm good,
All right.
liberation show coming up with our members. I'm going to take one more heat.
All right.
Our members' submissions. And there's a lot of planning and there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. We talk about it as much as we can. I know it's not the most exciting news, but it really does take a full team to make it happen.
And we know many of you also support us just by telling your friends and family or watching the show like we've heard when you're out of town. Just turning the show on and telling others about it. We so appreciate you. Because it's fun for us to create this content. We really enjoy it.
You see how good our camera quality, our audio is getting? Sometimes you can really hear the glass just...
And from what I hear, the glass blowers that are watching the show, they're learning tips and techniques
No ticks.
to improve their quality of glass
Who
blowing.
wants Lyme disease around here?
The lime.
It's really cool. And when we started the show, it was a really foreign idea for us to, and I was just coming back, thank you, from Pittsburgh. And even over there, and I mean, every glass shop I had been to, with glass being so new in America, it seemed like, I mean, everybody is really guarded of their secrets, what they've learned from the Italians, what they've designed and added to their repertoire themselves. And so for us to get onto the internet and just, you know, show off all of our products and the way they work, it was pretty crazy. And we definitely had some questions. And those of you that watched from the very beginning saw us pretty frequently taking the camera away and being like, nah, don't show that off.
Do you remember
know?
in like 2021, I think, we hired a film crew?
Yeah,
$6,000 to have them come in.
that was crazy. That was serial.
We did a whole cactus video, us
Trim
making
it,
the
puff
glass,
it, and we'll do it.
filming it, making clips for the internet, clips to put on our website.
I'm
It
actually
was
not going to puff it, but I am trimming it.
Staged.
No puffage.
No puffage.
Major trim.
Major trim. Bam. But at this point, we're really enjoying and loving the conversation with other glass blowers. If you have questions, let us know. Obviously, we don't want you to go out and make exactly what we make, but we're proud of what we do, and we'd like to share it with other people, just like we're sharing all the education and the content with you guys, the people that don't even blow glass. It's a fun time for us, and it's a beautiful thing, so there it is.
We've got one slug left on the table for tonight.
One sparkle slug.
Somebody
One
better
sparkle
snatch
slug
that
left,
right up.
3
Yeah.
slug mugs left.
Can't guarantee the next time we're going to do that again because we've got Mother's Day classes coming up, and Mother's Day classes... Ooh,
Well, we
baby.
thought about doing like a pre-sale
on the
slug
outside.
thing
Nah.
or a slug show. If you guys like that, if that sounds like an idea you might like, in the gallery this weekend we did set aside 12 sparkle slugs for customers who are in the area. They will be in the gallery this weekend. In terms of, should we do an online show like we did the sheep, where we have like a bunch of slugs?
Look at
Always
that
a possibility.
shape.
I like the Rosetta foot on this. It's kind of like ocean waves.
It totally is, and this is just turning out to be a beauty. It's a bigger mug. It's kind of got a little weight to it, so those of you that have great wrist capabilities, keep that in mind.
Yeah, we went bowling, and I was just like, I could not do that for a living.
Yeah.
I
Well,
could not drink big beverages out of heavy mugs. But
for a living.
big guy could.
Yeah, this is a pretty big boy. I mean, it still obviously could be a flower vase. It could be anything, but I think this is going to be something that's going to have like a nice tall Guinness in it or something like that.
Or you know those big beers? Like I know there's 40 ounces, but I just bought a Le Fin du Monde, like the fancy beers. It would totally
The people
fit
might
in
know
that.
about that.
Question
I don't know
was
my
asked,
beers.
are the crazy slugs, as they were referred to in the comments,
Little
going
less
up
heat.
for sale tonight?
No, they'll be for sale this weekend. If you guys want to
Give
see
it a little puff and another quick
a
marber.
specialty show, and you want to see more of these featured, let us know
Beautiful.
in the
And
chat.
just a little less
I
heat
think
and it
they
won't
talked
ball
about
up
the two
too
that you
much.
guys made,
Got to look at them. I don't know.
because they are experimental.
Yeah, not sure yet.
I mean, I think, yeah.
We do normally put them on, but when we're experimenting on the show, it didn't even occur to me.
I think we should put them on for the people.
Well, then you go and you let Bess
I'll just
know.
put this on without the handle tool.
Because you can do it with tweezers.
John says, that's sweet El Bumpe Furry Fusion.
Thanks, dude. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that one.
That's all right. You were trying not to destroy your hand.
Whew.
It was a belly El Bumpe.
Wow.
I'll read it again for you.
Please.
John says, that's sweet El Bumpe Furry Fusion.
It totally is, John. That's exactly what it is. The Fermi shape is the Ohio nuclear power plant. It's kind of got this beautiful flowing shape like that, and then the El Bumpe is that bump right in the middle. It's a mix of the two, and the low bumps are becoming one of my favorite shapes in mugs, and I think they're one of the more difficult ones to complete. Getting that bump down deeper into the piece without losing the shape of the top of the mug. Are we putting a slug on this too?
I thought we were.
I thought that was the
Because
plan.
it's the slug mug
It-
night?
I mean,
Yeah.
it is.
We did title the show Slippery, Slimy Slugs.
My face is getting a little bit slippery and slimy over here. It's getting kind of warm.
It is getting kind of warm. I got to watch the
I'm
camera.
regretting this sweatshirt a lot.
Yeah, I believe it.
He's a little
Feels
cool.
good though. What about a little baby Yoder? Does anybody know what baby Yoder might mean?
Isn't Yoder like a,
You want that green
Mennonite
mix on
name?
top too, or no?
Nah.
or like a Pennsylvania Dutch name? Yoder?
It's darn close. It's actually the one that told Luke Skywalker his future. Or something like that, right?
Darn.
Something along those lines.
I was so close.
But this is a really cool green. You guys might see it after the fact. We'll highlight it. This is one of our favorite greens in the shop, the Baby Yoda green. If that doesn't strike an image in your brain, then I don't know
Yeah,
how
that's
more
just your
descriptive we could.
favorite.
Cylinder.
Yes, please. The last one was perfect.
Bess, what's your favorite color? I think we talked about this. You like greens.
I like green.
Cornflower.
Oh, is that
We
her
got-
nails?
well, no,
Cornflower
cornflower's the
blue.
nails right now.
Cornflower blue
I'll
and
come back
Baby
to
Yoda
that.
green, baby. Here we go. Let's do this just perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Steady. Steady. Pull towards you.
He's a chonker.
Dude, he's a thick boy. Get up there, you little.
He's trying to slip away. All right.
I love when Jake's
That's just
happy.
crazy.
The little.
Pam says it would be cool to see some just plain black round frames for glasses on a slug.
Frames, glasses?
Yeah, like some black round glasses on the slug.
Oh, that'd be super cute. I think we're going to have to do a plastic version or something after the show. Maybe wire rims.
Like if a human
Like a nerd.
poked it one too many times right in its eye tendril and
No,
it
like
needed
if
to get
it had
glasses.
like nerd glasses on.
Yeah.
Like the book.
John says Jake needs a dunk. What's the Mercometer looking like today?
Matt, how we looking?
We're gonna have to break the wheel
Pretty
back
murky.
out and spin for the dunk of the week.
You
pretty
can't
nasty.
see the bottom of the bucket, folks.
It's pretty gross.
But I would potentially dunk here. But let's just get this in the box and figure that out later.
Sharon says use both of those colors on a drinking vessel. She's talking about cornflower blue and Yoda green.
That sounds like a beautiful, beautiful mug to me. Ah,
Did you do
no stamp yet. I'm just finessing the tendrils.
Tendril
The
finesse.
tendril finesser.
Robin says, Jake, you have the moves.
The moves! Thanks, Robin.
All right, everyone.
Shouts out
Go ahead.
to everybody we met this weekend. We just made some really great memories and met some really cool individual people, both fans, patrons, and competitors, and just really excited about that. And a big shout out to all you all who know who you are out there. My punny is getting cold.
Camera's getting hot.
All
Your
right, one
LED's
final
still
look.
on, which is a good sign, though.
Oh, I see. Wonder
Big
if there was
Slimer.
a-
Slimer.
It's pretty slimy. This one's gonna be for sale, folks. If you didn't want one that's on the website as of now, you could purchase this one from the show. This one's bigger with the Adventurine and the perfect slug on it. It's got the Rosetta foot,
And you watched it being made.
and you watched it being made.
Lovely. And we're going to do housekeeping after this, and we have the giveaway from last week.
What a beautiful punny.
And then after we do housekeeping, we're going to make the giveaway for this week.
Sounds
We
beautiful.
are back on track. All right,
Exactly.
always way on the other side of the studio, hidden behind that chalkboard.
Wow. I'm in love with that. Both those mugs were incredible. We're just on a roll is what I'm telling you here at the shop. Everyone's on point. We're killing it. We're feeling really good. And shouts out to everybody.
All right, we good to
Take
do
it away,
housekeeping?
Bess.
Absolutely. Question last week. Let me flip my pages here real quick. Question last week was, what is a small change that you have made recently in your life that has increased your happiness? Michelle even gave a few options, which I thought were really funny because I didn't read these during the show, but I saw them in the e-news. She said, took a new class, joined a gym, walked in your garden, hired a contractor, visited an old friend, maybe drank a full bottle of wine.
You know, I mean, whatever makes you happy.
A lot of answers as usual. Some of them were as simple as starting to walk more each day or walking through the park. Somebody went and saw a comedy show. It's nice to have some good laughs. Someone said booked a trip to Italy and I can't wait.
Wow.
That's definitely something that will increase some happiness. Someone said I started a gratitude journal remembering the small things in my life each day. It gives me a chance to appreciate all the blessings I have in my life. Someone said resigning from a position that stressed me out. Brings
Nice.
some happiness.
Congratulations on your promotion.
Someone else simply said bought more glass,
Yay!
which I like. A lot of things. Some people are taking different kinds of classes, crafting classes, yoga classes, glass fusing, water aerobics. So they're kind of spanning their horizons and trying something new. Our winner for the week said visiting family more often. Housework can wait. Absolutely it can. So congratulations to our winner. Before I announce the name, I'm actually going to show what you win just because we didn't get to make the giveaway on the show last week. Matt, could you do me a big favor and grab that nice bright green mushroom and show it off on camera, please? So our winner this week gets to win this nice, beautiful, bright lime green mushroom. Thank you.
Would you look at that?
And the way we had it displayed, you could put a slug under it. You put it on a chopstick in your garden or a house plant and put your slug next to it, like he's hanging out under the mushroom.
Just lives under there.
Yeah.
So drum roll. Congratulations to Karen Wiltshire.
All right, Karen.
As I always say every week, Karen, you're going to get an email from Donna. If you are local, feel free to come by and pick that up. Just let Donna know in that email. Or if you are not local and you would like that shipped to you, there is a tiny, tiny little shipping fee, and Donna will kind of work that out with you, and we'll get that shipped over to you. So just keep an eye out for that email.
Hook up your mic.
It just dropped. It's a lot of things going on with the glasses and the mic on my ear.
Perfect. So I think you heard that all. All right. So we are ready to do what, Jake? What'd you decide?
We're going to make one more attempt at slug. We're going to talk a little bit about what we can improve on and give it one more shot, and then we're going to do the giveaway after that. We got a half hour, so we're going to keep it tight. We're going to keep it lean, and we're going to do it.
All right. Upside down. Mama slug. Take 3.
So, do we think that we can pull out the eyes from the
Try
body?
it.
Aren't you?
I mean, you need it thicker. They need to be thick.
Mine was pretty thick there. I left it pretty. It was the same amount of glass. I just left it thicker. But maybe we just do thinner eye tendrils. I don't leave them so darn thick. Pull them out thin, squash the top. Maybe let's go for a black little bit like I was talking about. You come in. You started off though, Matt, and go for like a nice size gather cycle. You saw the last size there and get a couple coats of lapis on there.
Michelle's getting some cool close-ups of that glass on the grate, all that texture.
Want to scoot it over before we all trip on it, because we've pretty much all tripped on it. So the Marinis here, these are larger ones. That's what I chose to use in mine. Nice and big, but we do have a nice selection in the garage. The garage is heated to about 1,200 degrees, and you can see it back there, glowing orange. Zoom in on it to the left of the blue box and the helmet to the right
Green.
of.
See that move?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. But Matt's doing a really great job over here loading up. He's going for, I think, maybe his 3rd coat. That's probably perfect. It's going to be a nice deep, I call this children's blue. And then maybe we do a coat of Dutch blue on top there, the cornflower. But a big shout out to Matt, folks. You're going to see our product coming out this year for pumpkins and other various things as the whole Hot Shop team and the Glass Academy is leveling up together. We're all growing into our roles, growing together as a company. We're all taking over more responsibility. He's been doing a great job with being handed the spec sheet, being handed the sheet of paper, and really dialing in and getting his skills down tight. He's able to repeat products and do a really great job starting to make some things on the website. So it's a pretty cool thing to be comfortable, and he knows how to pop a bubble in here and shape it up and neck it all the way down and get everything going. And you guys have seen that growth since he started here. And Oliver's going along the same path too. They're both doing really great work here in the shop. Coming up in a week or so, we're going to be putting out a call to get people to be in here to help us design our 2 new classes. We just had a meeting today about it, and we're going to be coming up with a winter theme class, and we've got a fall theme class. And this Thursday, we're going to be designing those in-house here, thinking about the entire process from instructor side to your side of you learning the simplicity of both the instructor, making sure it's going to turn out okay, you guys not feeling overwhelmed, making a beautiful, complete piece, but us not also doing all the work and having it look really pretty because we made it either. And that's a really difficult process, not difficult, but long process to design a class, and I think that, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think that you guys are going to be pretty thrilled, and whether you guys are from out of town, like Jordana, or like Mary coming from up north, and coming to visit us for a happy hour, or whether you're coming to take a class here in town, or you're buying a hotel and just kicking it.
So here's the thing. I'm really curious. Someone in Seattle bought a class.
Uh-oh.
And she sent us an email and she's like, I don't know how this happened, but I bought one of your classes and I live in Seattle and that's not going to happen. That's a little one. I mean, we have this little box that says, you know, check here, you agree to the terms and conditions. But I'm guessing she saw one of our videos.
For being realistic, how many people read the terms and conditions?
I don't know.
It might be 1%.
Well, either way,
Blow?
she probably found us somewhere,
Good.
was all excited. It happens.
Totally.
But speaking of classes, Mother's Day.
Yeah.
If you haven't booked anything yet, we
Blow.
just have a few slots left. You can make a glass
Good.
heart. I know some of the people were like, my mom's too old to make a glass heart. Well, I have good news. You make it for her. And then you buy a guest ticket. She sits in a chair. She drinks some refreshments. She picks out the colors.
We are going to have a lot of cool refreshments. Amy's going to be pimping out the gallery once again. But we also have a Mother's Day happy hour coming up this Thursday.
Oh,
and
it's sold out.
Oh, well.
Never mind.
Never mind.
It's going to be Matt and I teaching that one. It'll be a good time.
Straight shear cutter.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. You see that? Couldn't find the pipe back there.
Hey, I would like to talk about the frog mug.
The frog?
To put it
Frog.
in perspective, like what's available out in the world and the price points.
Oh, look at that Slimer shape. And look at the color change from the table.
Why does it do that?
Why is it so slimy?
For people who don't know, why did it change colors?
Because that table is room temperature. That table's probably 120 degrees right now. And that temperature is ice cold compared to, let's stamp it right now, compared to the glass, which is right at like 1800 degrees. So when you touch it there, you're seeing just like when you pull out clear glass and it's bright yellow. It's still clear glass, but you're visualizing the color of temperature. Let me say that one more time,
Hello.
folks. You're visualizing the color of temperature. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so when we were talking about classes today, there's always like a safety feature we have to have. One of the classes we were talking about, I said, the table over here, after we do something hot on it and walk away, there's no indication that that table is hot. And what happens is students go to sit on it, they put their hand on it, they don't realize it's hot. So our classes are unique to our studio. They're not taught anywhere else. They're one of a kind to how we make them. So we're very aware of safety for the students. And that if we decide to teach that class, we'll just adapt it so no one burns themselves, because you can't see the heat on metal.
Yeah, we've all, I don't know about you, Matt, let me know, but it feels like we've all sat on a hot marber before.
Yeah, 100%.
You're sitting there casting just like that, and you go to pop a squat.
I can't say that I have.
So Matt still has nice baby cheeks on his, you know,
On my behind.
where we've all got burnt red scars on our cheeks.
Well, usually somebody writes on the table with chalk, hot.
This is true. Is that a little more proportionate in
I
size?
think it is.
Me too.
And make them closer together.
Oh, well, it's too late for that.
It could be sideways,
Like,
she's gone astray.
I totally should have done that. the designer.
That's why there's usually a spec sheet.
You got to get that pigeon with that information in the mail like 2 seconds earlier.
That's why we do what we do. I mean, that might be enough right there with the cane.
Yeah. And just, what about just a clear bit on there? It doesn't even need a little eye thing in it.
Yeah.
Or
I don't
no?
even know that it needs a clear thing.
You don't think it needs anything on there? It kind of
No,
looks...
if you did the cane in the center.
Oh, and just melt the cane in?
Yeah.
Yeah, why
I don't
not?
know. Try one that way.
What about just a clear ball on there so it's really glossy? Like when you look at them, you know, they're like rounded and they're soft and slimy.
You do whatever you want.
Anything?
Anything. This is free range here at the Glass Academy.
Stiffen it up now. That blue is soft like butter.
Just a couple updates. We are officially out of sparkle slugs on the table for tonight. There are 3 slug mugs left on the table. If you are still interested in one of those, snag those.
And those
Also-
do stay up all week.
Yep, those will stay up all week as well. I've also got the 2 mama slugs that were made earlier in the show, as well as the green slug mug that was just made live on the website, available as well. So I know a couple of you were asking about those slugs earlier, and then that green slug mug was really beautiful. So we've got those available for you. If you're interested in one of those, go and snag those.
Let's go clear.
Clear.
Sorry if that was a little rowdy.
You want to do recycle?
That sounds like a great idea.
If you are part of our membership, our Loyalty League or Star Supporters,
Are you a member?
you will see the annealer reveal. That's when we take these finished pieces out. I will do my best to post pictures later in the week, but the live annealer reveal is sent to our members on Friday.
You see a little bit of hustle from Matt because he's expecting that we want this to be really hot and soupy and just sit right there. Like a nice little pedestal of a jewel of recycled glass. I don't know. I mean, I think I almost need to like melt it in more, or maybe like
Use
do
the
something.
torch.
Yeah.
Or what if you did an eyeball now on top of the clear?
I don't know. It looks pretty good actually. Is that one pretty much ready to go?
That already looks improved.
A lot better.
Improved.
Improved, thanks, Bess.
You are so kind.
Look at this double nubber. Guys ever seen something like that? Ever seen something like that?
You already stamped it, right?
Two times the nubbage.
So we do have a choice, the way we blow it, determining how big the mouth is. So that's another thing that we'll want to take a look at when the slug is finished.
Yeah, just
Do
gotta
we
look
like
at
the
it.
size of the mouth? Does that need to be adapted at all, or is it good?
It's cute.
Beautiful.
It's already pretty cute, and then it's gonna have a little mouth puckering up at us. This thing's gonna be.
It's gonna be blowing out the birthday candles.
All right, should we get it off the pipe?
Yeah.
Okay. Two times the water for maximum knockoff efficiency. Oh my
Yeah.
God. He's whistling at us.
I still think a little cane might have been kind of cute.
Inside or just
Yeah,
on the
before
eye?
you did the clear.
I tried to do it in the last one. It was really hard to cover it up.
Oh, well done. Okay, there it is.
Bye-bye, little Slimer.
Give you a shop tour while he's running across. Pipes are low, so we have enough to make something. Garage, nice and hot. Flame is there. This one does not have a thermometer gauge on it. We just eyeball it. We don't use it that often. The annealer, they did not use this one today, so it's at 80 degrees, but nice programmable. And there they are.
Carol says, cute little Slimer.
Slimer.
You were off that whole time?
Yeah, sorry everyone.
Jeez.
Sometimes the mic is off.
Well, what Matt was suggesting was that when we put the Marini on there, instead of putting a full clear glob on top and trying to encapsulate the entire Marini, we could potentially just put a little dab of clear from a piece of cane on top of that.
That might be nice. Round
So-
out the Marini.
Yeah, so for the giveaway here, we'll give it one more shot. You may need to grab a pipe or two.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of looking at the pipes.
And we
This is a
will
day's production.
pull out a little tendril. I'm not going to flatten I'm not going to indent the cane or the tendrils of the slug as much. I'll just tap them flat on the top, so it's not looking like a pedestal holding two spheres. It's going to look more like what we want. So again, with the recycled glass, it's getting much lower over here. If you guys don't already know about this particular furnace, this is our recycle furnace. And this is for melting down all the colors of the rainbow. There are different metals and minerals melted into the glass to make different colors. You get the whole rainbow from everything from the earth, pretty much, from the periodic table. And you remelt all of our scraps and it becomes a beautiful blue. And right now we're deep in the tank. You can see by the angle I'm going in here to get this amount of glass. We're pretty low in there, and that doesn't look like blue, but again, you're seeing the temperature, you're seeing the color of the temperature. And so, with this recycled glass, I'm gonna put a beautiful blue mix on top of it. This was actually our signature pumpkin mix from last year. It's got some golds in it. It's a really beautiful, beautiful mix. We sold about 1 million pumpkins.
1 million pumpkins. We have $12 million in our bank account now. And if
You guys
you'd like
didn't
to
hear
have
that
$12
story.
million, tell us what you do with it. Enter
Earlier.
to win.
We don't have 12 million in our bank
No,
account.
we
It was
don't
a
have 12 million in
user
our bank
error
account.
from our bank, but we also sold a lot of signature ornaments last year. We made a couple of signature candy canes. Every year we do a signature product.
Yeah, you guys do the math. $12 million divided by a $42 Christmas ornament.
Yeah.
That
a lot
sounds
of
like
ornaments.
7 years of work.
We've got a new Dave to the show. He says, watching from Warren, this is great. Thanks for the live.
All right, Dave, you're the
Nice.
man. Welcome
You're
to the show.
on The Gathering Point. That's what we named our show on YouTube and Facebook every Tuesday night at 6 p.m.
Then we've got our OG Dave, who says, just thought of a slug with an eye patch. That could be fun.
Oh, it would be fun. Like a broken
pirate.
tendril.
The pirate slug.
We
Pirate
could ask
slug.
Robin to like sew us a patch.
I do love the mixed media pieces. If we can add metal to it or add like a cloth patch over top or
It's
We
got to
could
have
call
a
him
wooden
Dale.
peg leg.
a wooden peg leg just hobbling around the studio.
Wait, the back of his slugness is
On
wood.
yeah, next to the tail.
All right,
Puffitch.
this is a giveaway, so you do have
Good.
time to enter. Tonight's question, what would you do if you had $12 million in your bank account that you could spend?
Little
Send
bit
your
of
answer to
Puffitch.
enews@glassacademy.com.
Is this the last piece before giveaway?
This
is
is
the
It is the
giveaway.
giveaway. All right.
And look at our time. We are on time.
the giveaway. Calm and in control here
Calm,
tonight.
Controlled, relaxed. I've got the giveaway question up on the screen with where to send your answer to.
And I'm loving this because none of us had espresso, so my stomach's not doing flips.
Well, my stomach usually enjoys the espressos.
I know. That's good.
But hey,
2 comments I want to read from Icarus. Icarus says this was a great way to start my morning, guys. Thanks a ton, and you do awesome work as always. And then also, my great-grandfather had a wooden peg leg.
Oh,
that's pretty
seriously?
cool.
That's awesome.
When we did the Renaissance Festival, there was a guy who had a peg leg and he'd hang out in our booth.
I remember that guy.
Yeah, Cindy and Kirk Saul.
See that
He
angle?
said it was so painful because you're taking, like, for lack of a better term, your
Stamper.
stump, and just having it on wood, it's not comfortable.
I can't imagine that it would be.
Yeah. But then he had fun, like, with all the kids.
Yeah. I just liked when I came out for the first time this year, and
Standing tall.
the booth next to you guys had a cat.
Who had a cat?
The booth next to you guys at Ren Fair.
Oh,
It was my first time ever out there this year.
last
Was
year?
that,
Well, yeah,
Sail?
this past
Kale?
year.
No, I think that was the Viking group booth, right?
Ah.
The what?
It was like the Viking beard oil people.
I don't know, but the cat did tricks. They were to
Oh yeah, that's what's his name.
The washing well wenches sometimes have cats too that travel with them. I don't know that I could let my cat roam like that. I would be like,
no.
Sean.
yeah.
Sean the man next door with his amazing
Oh, the
Maine
super
Coon
cat.
cat.
Giant
The
Maine Coon,
magician
yeah.
Freaking
guy.
sweet. It's a comedian.
What if Sophietta ends up looking like that?
Let's go for
There's half a shot.
Blue Mix.
She's got the fluff.
So this one's got a really nice angle to it. Can you guys already tell the progression of what's going on here on our 4th attempt on the show?
Yeah,
He's
that's
sitting that way. His tail's got a beautiful swoosh to it. It looks slimy. Hopefully we can get it to stand upright. But the original picture Michelle had said and what she mentioned at the beginning of the show is that, you know, this one here holds plants in it in its back. This is a snail. This is going to be a glass slug that sits upright and potentially could have a couple dried flowers or a beautiful monstera plant like that coming out of it. And we're just going to have to take a look at it. That's all we can do.
Robin says, my OG slug has a patch.
I thought so. That's what made me think of her. I think it fell off her, like, outdoor deck.
So if he's sitting like that, we're
The
gonna do him
very
closer
first
together.
Mama Slug made tonight has sold. We still have the second one and the green slug mug available on the website if you guys are interested in those.
New bit.
Nah, I'll just chop that end and we'll bring that. That'll be perfect right there. Just get her ripping.
All right, I'm setting the intention that this summer is a little cooler, that we don't have crazy temperatures, because I can feel from just putting my fingers on the camera, it's getting warm. So
Nice, dude.
let's set that intention that every Tuesday will be cooler nights.
I read that we're supposed to be in a big heat wave this summer.
Oh, be quiet. I didn't hear any of
How
that.
about just not on a Tuesday and it's fine?
Yeah,
Every Tuesday is just going to be cold.
yeah. Every
for
Tuesday
us.
will just be in the 70s.
I love that idea. Let's go for some
Some eyeballs.
Spirinis.
So for those of you who might not have heard, this is the giveaway piece to enter to win this beautiful giant slug.
Big
you-
Slimer
Big
is his name.
Slimer. You are going
Are you
to
thinking
send your answer to the
those
question I
red
have on
ones
the
or
screen,
what?
which is what would you do if you woke up with $12
Yellow?
million tomorrow? To
Probably
enews
the
at glassacademy.com,
oranges.
and that will get you entered to win this giant big Slimer, as Jake calls it.
All right, if you are local, there are 2 major glass shows happening right now. One is at the Jewish Community Center. It's called the JCC. Rockets, robots, and something. Super cool. The second one
Ricky
is
Bobby.
Habitat International. It is like the 52nd year or something like that. That's happening in Royal Oak. Actually, it might be Ferndale.
I want to get some stuff up in
And
there.
that's from
Yeah.
international artists around the world. There's blown glass,
Did you see the
cast
show?
glass,
Mm-hmm.
lamp work, fused glass. It is the creme de la creme.
Rockets, robots, and ray guns.
Ray guns.
Oh,
Ray gun.
And
that's
Chris
right.
made a ray gun. I should
Yeah,
know
like
that.
a 3-4 foot wide ray gun with a custom frame around it, wood frame he made. It's like one of the coolest pieces around.
Which was honestly really cool to see his process making it here.
Super cool. It took him like 3 weeks, and he really put his heart and soul into it. It's got a whole story about guilt.
No. 3 weeks and 15 years.
Right.
Because that forged metal he's had for years, and he's like, I'm going to make a ray gun. And this show coming and being invited to this show is what made him put it together. All right, Matt pulled a piece of clear glass earlier, which you didn't see. Maybe you did. I walked by it. And now he's just putting it on to magnify the Marini that's on there.
If you look really closely, you can see that Matt is enjoying himself in the magnification station. He just loaded up 2 magnifier clear drops onto the pupils of the tendrils. And I'm gonna go super blast them to really wet them out here.
What does wet them out mean?
Just
Yep.
I hope y'all understood that language.
And, you know, it's still a work in progress. It looks really cool. There's something still to be figured out about the eyeballs. And of course,
I like
we're gonna iridize. They look really good. We're gonna iridize the color here. It's progressed along this entire time, and you guys have seen it happen. Typically, I would say it takes like 100 of the product before you start. It was like 50 sheet before we started really dialing it in. And that's typically the slug too. I mean, it took us 1 million slugs, and they progressed over the years.
So maybe the lovely lady who we had a great conversation with, who wanted
Who
to
dat?
come to the studio and just make a couple parts that she needed, that helps her understand. You know, people see us do this and they think, oh, it's just easy enough. I could do
Look
that.
at that bling.
It is a lot of trial and error.
tight. Real tight.
Real tight. Let's see if he sits. Let's see if he's big sliming.
These were mama slugs, so they're like female, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh! Look at that upper lip. That's the quick, mimosa sipper type lip right there.
I think we're on
These
to
eyes
something.
have really progressed a long way throughout the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo! That's a beautiful giveaway. The nicest one of the batch is going to somebody, you guys. Enter the giveaway. Slippery.
It's nice.
It's nice. All right. That's it right there, folks.
Right on time.
Really?
7:59.
7:59, and I'm guessing with my brain that the Rangers are up 2-1 in the first
Oh,
period.
no.
Let's check that score
Let's
real
not
quick.
burst that bubble. That was a beautiful
This
show,
or no?
folks.
Or no.
Beautiful show.
It's definitely 2-1.
And it's not the Rangers. This is the first
No.
period over.
Yes.
Dang.
You were close.
Well, what are you going to do?
Nothing.
Nothing. We're going to
Keep
move
talking.
on,
I'm
and
gonna go over the sign one time. You are at
we are at the gathering point, folks. Come back every week, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're in Michigan, 15 minutes outside of Detroit. We blow glass for a living with our family and our incredible staff here at the Glass Academy. And we love your support. Check out all our videos. Check out our website. Show a little love in the liking and commenting section. Share the feed and become a member. We appreciate you all.
Have a great night, everyone.
Good night.